Hello everyone and welcome to PhoneUX. On this video, I will cover how the Samsung Z Flip 3 has fared after 3 months of daily use and how it has affected my overall phone habits. One of the biggest concerns of the Flip 3 is the battery size. This may be a deal breaker for power users since the battery may not last all day under constant use. However, since I primarily use my phone for work, occasionally watching a video or taking pictures, the phone lasts me all day, with only a couple of self-inflicted close calls to note. So let's get into those details. I was so confident that the battery will last me all day that I turned on the protected battery feature. So this feature limits the maximum charge to 85%. And this is to protect the battery because most of the damage happens on the upper end of the charge. Both of my close calls occurred after turning on this feature. Now, I wasn't in any danger of being left without a phone because I'm always near a power source, but the battery did drop under 10%. For the majority of the time, I would end the day with over 20% battery remaining. This comes out to roughly 2100 milliamps or 65% of the battery used. Another major concern for most is the foldable screen. It is weaker and more susceptible to damage than the traditional screen. In my 3 months of use, I have not noticed any issues with the screen. I would even go as far as to say as this screen has less sign of wear than I would normally see on a traditional screen. And that would be because the phone is closed when it's placed into a pocket. All of the usual wear and tear is showing on the smaller and stronger outside screen, while the inside screen is about as good as new since it's protected when it's folded. Now, I will say that the screen has altered my cleaning behavior slightly. I find myself cleaning fingerprints off of the screen more often than on other phones, although this is more of a screen protector issue than a screen issue. Thirdly is the crease. This has been the part of the screen that has been commented on the most when others take a look at my phone. However, during normal use, it goes unnoticed 90% of the time. The only times I notice a crease is when there is dust in the area I swipe through. It looks like the crease allows dust to accumulate, but it all gets taken care of as soon as it's wiped clean. Next, I want to talk about the hinge and the dust resistance, as I believe they are closely related. The hinge has performed perfectly and is actually something that I don't even think about since it has been so consistent. So the dust resistance actually did come into play during these 3 months. During a beach vacation, I usually take my phone to the beach so I could snap pictures or listen to Spotify. However, with this phone, because of the lack of dust resistance, I left it in the hotel room just to play it safe. So that did leave me without music and I missed out on a few pictures. So that's something to consider. This is an important weakness to consider for anyone who frequently spends time in dusty or sandy areas. Last on my list is the camera. Now, this isn't a reliability issue, but it is a shortcoming that should be considered. The Flip 3 does not have an optical zoom lens. This was my favorite feature when it was first introduced into smartphones, and I am disappointed that the Flip series does not have one. Although not always necessary, during these 3 months there were times when the optical zoom lens would have been useful. Besides that, the standard and wide-angle cameras did take good quality photos, and I am pleased with the results. There were some benefits to owning the Flip 3 that I noticed during these 3 months. The first and probably unintended benefit is that I spent less unplanned time on the phone. Being able to review my notifications on the small outside screen reduced the likelihood of being distracted by other apps. The second benefit is that it fits into pockets a little better. The traditional phones would sometimes stick out on shallow pockets, but the Flip 3 fits perfectly in them. So during these 3 months, there were some drawbacks to the phone, but none that had me regretting my purchase. So aside from the lack of dust resistance, none of the other mentioned weaknesses have been an issue during my time with the phone. The battery never left me stranded, the screen has no sign of wear, and the hinge has worked flawlessly. Overall, I'm pleased with how the phone has behaved. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and let me know your thoughts in the comments.